Welcome to another stage analysis video. It's Sunday the 29th of December 2024. Just a couple of days left of the trading year after a quiet week, as obviously many of the market participants are away for the holiday break. So still probably got a few more days of that, and with the new year coming up, it'll probably be another relatively quiet week before the institutional traders come back. But I wanted to run through some of the watchlist stocks from the weekend. Not a huge list this weekend for that, but just a few to go through, and then get into some of the regular content. Have a look at what's going on with the various market breadth tools, etc. So right, start with AEHR. This one's come up a few times in the last week as it's starting to develop in the latter part of stage one. It had an original quick failed breakout attempt where it quickly moved to stage one and directly into stage two before rolling over instantly, coming back into and starting to develop a range. If we broaden this out to the weekly chart on the stage analysis website here, you can see that more clearly. So I'll turn on the 40-week moving average as well, which is your proxy for your 200-day. You can see that quick move where it jumped up, started to turn towards stage one and quickly into two, and then rolled over again, quickly giving that back up again. So it started to develop this broader range. So you look at it from a bigger perspective, it's a bit of a double bottom on that. Even though in the shorter term there's a bit of a double bottom going on there, but in the near term here, you can see with the length of this now going back to, started basing all the way back in March time. So it's been going on for a good part of the year now. So in the 200-day moving average has dropped below the 30-week moving at 150-day to 30-week moving average in here. You can see it in here with the 200-day and the 50-day moving average crossing over as well when we come back onto the daily chart. So this level here, the close of that week, which was this week here, is where our stage 2 level is currently. So sitting just underneath that, you can see the stage analysis technical attribute score has increased to a SATA 8 of 10 at the moment. So this is the 52-week high for this. You can see going all the way back to, where are we there? Back in August, September time, 2023. So, and the Mansell relative strength crossing above the zero line here as well at the same time. So we're well above the 200-day moving average. We're still within the local base structure here. As I said, we've got a little bit of a double bottom pattern going on within the broader structure. So it's leveled out, it worked off some of that resistance that it had from here. So we come back to the charts in here, go to our weekly chart and turn on our Ichimoku cloud. You can see that it's now, because of the length and depth of this, while it's worked off some of that overhead resistance, there's still a lot of overhead resistance from the depth of this move. So it could take a while to get through that, but it is still in a decent position here in order to make a new stage 2 breakout attempt. So looking for a move up through this level here. See Mansell relative strength continues to improve, and that will turn the stage to a potential 2A if that's the case. It is, the group as a whole is very weak at the moment, with only 19% of stocks on a SATA score of 6 or higher, so what we can consider to be technically healthy. So there's two semiconductor groups: there's semiconductor materials and equipment, and there's the semiconductors group. So the semiconductor materials and equipment group has been the weaker of the two. You can see it's currently what we call stage 4 minus here. So it's been in stage 4 for a little while, but not long enough to be stage 4B yet. So just stage 4 minus, and the minus just means that it's moved back above its 10-week moving average there. So potentially attempting to turn back round in the group here. So AEHR, second strongest in the group at the moment. If we go into the actual group chart itself, you can see the moving towards the top of the range at the moment here for the percentage of technically healthy stocks, and percentage of stocks above their 30-week moving average, starting to make a bit of a local move, but not yet back above the 30% level. Same with the, obviously, percentage of technically healthy stocks, those with a SATA score of 6 or higher. As you can see from the largest of the stocks in the group, so the top 10, these are the 10 largest stocks And so all of these have a weak SATA score at the moment, except for Teradyne, which we go into Teradyne quickly here. You can see it's popped back up towards its 30-week moving average, moving back into potential stage 1 there. So coming back to AEHR here. So as I said, looking for a potential stage 2 breakout. So on the daily chart, be a pop up through this $17 area. So ideally, we'd want to see some strong relative volume if it does do that. It has had a strong move in the last couple of weeks. So obviously a sideways move first could potentially help with a lower risk point here. MBLY, so MBLY, it's come up in the watch list multiple times as it's pushed higher through what we call the stage 4B- area. So it started to, after making a low and then making a higher low, started to move back through the 50-day moving average and pushing higher. We had an earnings move, so moved into what we call stage 4B- here, i.e. it had been in stage 4 for 39 weeks or more, so 3 quarters, and then started to move back above the shorter term 50-day moving average and started to rise. So it's had a 50+% move since then, and now finally starting to get back towards stage 1. So we come back to our weekly charts here, so MBLY. So you can see back above the 30-week moving average, the mental relative strength is still below the 0 line. We're still only on a neutral score of SATA 5, which you can see through here. So you can see it hasn't ever had a score above a 6, as the SATA score doesn't start developing until it's about a year and a half into once it has data. So it's in the strongest area it's been in the last few months for a while, but currently on a very neutral score. So the scores go from 0 to 10, so 4 or 5 being neutral scores, which it's been on for the last 5 or so weeks here, and just starting to move to stage 1, as you can see. So we'll get the 40-week moving average up in the chart. We do start to see a move back above this level though as well, because it's a V bottom move at the moment. It could quickly move towards stage 2. The mental relative strength could turn back above the 0 line. So if we do see that, there's a chance it could move into stage 2. Obviously some overhead resistance is a consideration with this one low, but at the moment 200-day moving average at 21.24. It's in a relatively healthy position just above the plus 1 ATR level. So this is the 1 ATR level from the 21-day exponential moving average. So you can see here, which is basically your 1 month average, as there's 252 trading days in a year. So if you divide that by 12, you get 21. So 21-day EMA or SMA is a good proxy for 1 month of trade. So the 1 ATR level is when it's starting to potentially move into a short-term uptrend. As you can see, we get moves back above and below with this. It's had a decent move above its ATR level there. So as I said, if we can start to continue to grind up through its 200-day moving average, then there's a chance it could start to turn towards stage 2 even if it starts to get back above there in the near term. So right. Next up, Lululemon. So different kind of one, similar move that we saw in MBLY in terms of had a V bottom type move. Let's come back onto the weekly chart on this. So very much a V bottom on the weekly charts. Come up, big earnings move here, and now consolidating. It's right back up at the Mansell relative strength 0 line here, so 0.34 at the moment. SATA score is on a healthy 7, so anything above a 6 is what we consider technically healthy. So you tend to, when stocks are in stage 2, they tend to be a 7 to 9 range on average. Occasionally hit a 10 when they're making new highs, etc. And when they're very strong, get a little bit extended. So, but generally when it's trending in stage 2 or consolidating, it's on the 6 to the 8 range as such. But occasionally we'll drop back onto neutral scores if that basing goes on for a little while longer. So compared to its group here, apparel, accessories and luxury goods, just pop that up there. You can see that group has been in stage 2 for a little while as well there. So moving out back in early October, so about 3 months now. You can see the stocks that are slightly outperforming it here. So come into the page. The group as a whole just under the 40% level, but Lululemon is the of the largest of here by market cap by a long way. But if we go into the actual scores here, Lulu is down here. So a few others having a bigger move this week. Tapestry and that. So percentage of stocks above their 30-week moving average, also hovering just underneath the 50% level. So at the moment, it's in the top 15 of its group. So consumer discretionary has been improving as well. So you can see this has been in stage 2 for a while. It's dropped into stage 2B minus at the moment with the move below the 10-week moving average the 2 weeks ago here, consolidated with an inside week. So 2B minus position at the moment for discretionary. If we look at it, it's a little bit down in terms of, it's all the way down here in the discretionary group. Come back to the daily chart. So on the daily chart, as I was talking about before, that 180R level where we look for that short-term uptrend position here. So this is the earnings bar. So it's within this range at the moment, making a potential higher low. So looking for a continuation move through this area, potentially back towards the top of the range there into the 400 to 420 range, potentially start to get back above the Mansell relative strength 0 line. So this one continuing to look interesting also.